Now on Nightside, a driver shot and killed, plus a robbery reported at a Spokane gas station. Police are trying to figure out if the incidents are related.
There's more sunshine and spring-like weather for Wednesday, but I'm also tracking some snow for slick morning commutes in the first alert forecast.
5 women are suing the state of Texas, claiming the state's abortion ban poses significant risks, not only to their lives, but also their future fertility. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside.
We're following that breaking news tonight. Just before 7:30 tonight, officers responded to the 200 block of East Cleveland for a car crash and found a person shot twice in the chest. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Aaron Luna. The car had rolled over on its side and the driver was trapped. The Spokane Fire Department extricated the driver and performed CPR, then discovered the victim had 2 bullet wounds to the chest.
And they were taken to the hospital and pronounced dead. Neighbors tell us they heard gunshots before the car crashed. Major Crimes is investigating. Now, around the same time, officers responded to a robbery at a gas station on Monroe and Euclid. Witnesses there called 911 saying a man assaulted the clerk and they were fighting. Someone fired 1 round. No one was hit. The clerk was injured from the assault. He is going to be okay, though. Police say that the suspect took off in a car. Officers don't know if the 2 incidents are related.
Huge night for basketball here in Spokane. Tonight was Gonzaga's final game before the NCAA tournament. The Bulldogs made a statement and a little bit of history, too. Gonzaga defeated St. Mary's, dominating fashion, 77-51 in the West Coast Conference Tournament Championship game in Las Vegas. It's the Bulldogs' 4th straight WCC tournament title and 21st all-time. And forward Drew Timme etched his name in the record books, scored 18 points, and became Gonzaga's all-time scoring leader, passing the great Frank Burgess. That's his family right there. Now, the Bulldogs will now wait for Selection Sunday to see where they land in the NCAA tournament. Coming up in sports, we will hear from Drew Timme about his record-breaking night and about winning another WCC title. We also had some other teams still playing for conference championships, guys.
Julian, thank you. A lot of people looking forward to another day of sunshine.
Will our luck hold out? Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with your first alert forecast.
Oh, the clock is ticking on this pretty spring weather, but it looks like we do have some more sunshine on the way for at least part of the day on Wednesday. Our satellite and radar right now, we have partly cloudy to mostly clear skies around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area up towards Sandpoint. Just a few isolated snow showers moving toward the east slopes of the Cascades, and some clouds moving into the Lewiston area. Those will reach the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area overnight for an increase in clouds, but we'll not be seeing anything coming out of those clouds. High temperatures today with the sunshine. I heard several people say it certainly felt warmer than 42 degrees. We were actually running a little below average today. It didn't feel like it. 40 in Coeur d'Alene, 41 today in Sandpoint. It was 43 in Pullman and 50 in Lewiston. We will be in similar territory again tomorrow. Our temperatures right now in the 20s in most locations. That is 32 in Spokane, 28 in Pullman, and 28 right now in Coeur d'Alene. Right around the Spokane area, we find some more 30s, including at Fairchild Air Force Base. In downtown, it's 34 and still 33 in Liberty Lake. We'll be bottoming out, however, in the lower 20s tomorrow morning. Look for a high tomorrow of 42. 46 is our average high with a mix of sun and clouds. I think we're going to see more sun than clouds, but we do have a chance of snow back in the forecast as early as tomorrow late afternoon or evening, but we've got some more snow coming in for the Thursday morning commute. I'll tell you all about that and about the next round of snow after that in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Chris, thank you. New on Nightside.
We were told by multiple doctors that the loss of our daughter was inevitable. I asked what could be done to ensure the respectful passing of our baby and what could protect me from a deadly infection now that my body was unprotected and vulnerable. My healthcare team was anguished as they explained there was nothing they could do because of Texas's anti-abortion laws, the latest of which, by the way, had taken effect 2 days after my water broke.
Well, 5 women are suing the state of Texas, claiming the state's abortion ban poses significant risks to their lives and future fertility. CNN's Sunland Surfety reports.
Amanda and Josh Zarowski were thrilled last year to tell family and friends that after years of trying, Amanda was finally pregnant. Then, 4 months into her pregnancy, her water broke.
You're 100% for sure going to lose your baby. We just kept asking, isn't there anything we can do? Isn't there anything we can do? And the answer was no.
But doctors in Texas said they couldn't do an abortion. Amanda became septic, needed a blood transfusion. Her family flew in because they feared she would die. Amanda lost her baby, but survived, and is now the lead plaintiff in a lawsuit filed Monday in a Texas court against the state and the Texas Medical Board.
Because abortion is a crime in Texas, punishable by up to 99 years in prison. What the law is forcing physicians to do is weigh these very real threats of criminal prosecution against the health and well-being of their patients.
Amanda and 4 other Texas women and 2 doctors are asking the court to clarify that abortions can be performed when a physician makes a good faith judgment and that the pregnant person has a physical emergent medical condition that poses a risk of death or a risk to their health, including their fertility.
It's particularly unusual for people to be willing to bring these lawsuits in their own names and not to use a pseudonym and to really share these personal details about their lives.
Another new front, a battle between Walgreens and California Governor Gavin Newsom. Last month, attorneys general from 21 states that have passed anti-abortion laws wrote to Walgreens about sending abortion pills through the mail. Walgreens says they won't distribute abortion medication in those states, saying in this letter to the Kansas Attorney General that Walgreens does not intend to ship mifepristone into your state. Newsom countered with a tweet, California won't be doing business with Walgreens or any company that cowers to the extremists and puts women's lives at risk. He didn't specify what business his state has with a drugstore chain. Mifepristone is also used in miscarriages.
Not to stock this medication in particular states really is most likely to harm those patients who would benefit from being able to use the medication for miscarriage, where it's perfectly legal.
Back in Texas, Zarowski mourns the loss of her daughter, her ashes in this necklace.
I needed an abortion to protect my life and to protect the lives of my future babies that I dream and hope I can still have someday.
Because of the scarring in her uterus from the infection, she may not be able to have more children. She's starting fertility treatments in the hope of one day having the baby she and her husband have dreamed of. Sunlen Servati, CNN, reporting.
According to a study by the University of Delaware, social media influencers are increasingly sharing reasons why they stopped using hormonal birth control and sharing bad advice. Some are focusing on promoting natural family planning, where people track their menstrual cycle. But according to the CDC and World Health Organization, that's one of the least effective ways to prevent pregnancies. It's a concerning trend and possibly misleading young social media users about safe sexual health practices and effective ways to prevent pregnancies. Experts say social media should not replace medical advice. New and disturbing details about the kidnapping of 4 Americans in Mexico. 2 of the 4 were found dead. 2 are back on American soil getting medical treatment.
Gloria Pazmino is tracking the latest developments tonight. We do want to warn you, some of the video you're about to see is disturbing.
What happened in the border city of Matamoros became an international incident, drawing attention from the U.S. and Mexican governments.
Attacks on U.S. citizens are unacceptable, no matter where or under what circumstances they happen.
Yet friends of the victims' family members say 33-year-old Latavia Washington McGee was trying to get to a medical clinic for a scheduled medical procedure. She and 3 traveling companions never made it there.
Of the 4, there are 2 dead, 1 person injured and the other alive.
The governor of Tamaulipas confirmed 2 people dead, another injured. Investigators believe the friends got lost on the way to the clinic and came under gunfire from a drug cartel. Then they were loaded into the back of a truck and abducted in what is believed to be a case of mistaken identity, according to a U.S. official familiar with the investigation.
3 days after the crime, the 4 persons that were kidnapped were taken to different places.
Villarreal says a Mexican woman a block and a half away was killed by a stray bullet fired during the kidnapping. The governor also confirming one person has been detained so far, a 24-year-old accused of keeping watch on the victims. The investigation continues.
Ultimately, we want to see accountability for the violence that has been inflicted on these Americans that tragically led to the death of 2 of them.
In Brownsville, Texas, I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
Coming up, new details in the case involving the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students.
And caught on camera, terrifying moments aboard a cross-country flight when a passenger started a string of violent outbursts.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by Car Wash Plaza.
Here's the latest expansion news from Spokane Tribe Casino. Check out the expanded Caesars Sportsbook, now the largest in the area, with even more room, more betting options than before, and a buddy bar with bar top games. Plus, be on the lookout for the all-new smoke-free gaming area, also coming soon. Grab your lucky charm and play Rainbow of Riches every Thursday for your chance to win up to $1,000 in cash or free play. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
I feel safer when you're in the building. Over 10,000 stars. History making. 5 U.S. presidents.
The funny man.
Yes. And 20 years of explosive, iconic, heartfelt.
You sure about that?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Broadway's Tony-winning Best Musical is Dear Evan Hansen. Dear Evan Hansen, March 14th through 19th at First Interstate Center for the Arts.
You will be found.
Find your tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com today.
Drive it home with the Northwest Motorsport Rig. Our great lineup of lenders are offering special APRs all month long. Enter to win daily prizes at nwmsrocks.com/win. Score big with trucks, and more trucks at Northwest Motorsport.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mechanics Pride.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. Caught on camera, terrifying moments aboard a cross-country flight when a passenger started a string of violent outbursts, making threats and allegedly attacking a flight attendant.
Where's the Homeland Security with the gun? Because I'm waiting for them to point the gun at me. I will kill every man on this plane. So I'm taking over this plane.
The Justice Department says the man, Francisco Severo Torres, rushed towards one of the flight attendants with a broken metal spoon, hitting the flight attendant on the neck area 3 times.
Many men from the plane jumped up, followed him, tackled him to the ground, and there were probably about 4 to 6 of them that sat on top of him to restrain him.
Torres told law enforcement that he was defending himself because he believed the flight crew was trying to kill him. Torres was arrested when the plane landed. New details in the case involving the man accused of murdering 4 U of I students. A Latah County judge gave the green light for Brian Kohberger to have a second attorney appointed to him. That could signify that prosecutors will go after the death penalty. A co-counsel is usually appointed in Idaho criminal cases involving the death penalty. So far, prosecutors have not confirmed whether they intend to seek death. The new motion specifically requested the court to appoint an additional death-qualified co-counsel. Kohberger is accused of murdering Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Ethan Chapin last November in a house in Moscow. Right now, Kootenai County Public Defender Ann Taylor is representing Kohberger as one attorney qualified to defend those facing the death penalty in the state of Idaho. Kohberger is scheduled for a preliminary hearing in June.
The Spokane police arrested a man after a 5-hour-long standoff in West Central Spokane this morning. It all happened at an apartment complex on North Summit Boulevard and West Broadway Avenue. A man was taken into custody for multiple counts of felony harassment and unlawful possession of a firearm. Spokane police say they responded to a call about someone making threats to kill.
They were able to establish probable cause. Then early this morning, they actually got a call that the suspect was in the apartment complex close to here.
Police and the SWAT team were on scene, and it was around 9:30 that the man was arrested and booked into the Spokane County Jail. Police say another man was taken into custody for questioning.
Beautiful full moon tonight, a worm moon, made for a gorgeous evening after a pretty spring-like day. 23 for a morning low with partly cloudy skies overnight. For tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 42. A little bit breezy, and we will start to see those clouds increasing in the afternoon and evening. Here's our forecast radar starting off the current time. We'll dry overnight except along the east slopes of the Cascades where we have some snow showers. As we get into the day tomorrow, a few more clouds building up in the afternoon. Here's 5 o'clock, and then we bring in our next chance of snow in the very early morning hours Thursday, right through the Thursday morning commute. Right now, it looks like most locations will receive less than an inch. We have a bigger system coming in for Thursday night into Friday that could bring more in the 2 to 3 inch range, but we'll have a better idea on this as it gets closer. We're going to keep the wet weather going through the day on Friday with an atmospheric river, but that's going to turn over to rain. So plan for a snowy commute and then a sloppy drive home. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the 20s in most locations, couple 30s on the map, 19 in Colville. High temperatures tomorrow will primarily be in the 40s. Looks like we may make it up into the 50s again in Lewiston. Chance of snow Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and then snow Thursday morning into Friday, or Thursday night into Friday morning, mixing with rain then in the afternoon as we warm up to 38 degrees. We spring forward. Daylight saving time begins this weekend. Next week, warm enough for just rain. Even our overnight lows staying above freezing. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Well, new on Nightside, the CEO of Starbucks has agreed to testify before a Senate committee on his company's labor practices after refusing for weeks. At issue is Starbucks' attempts to squash employee efforts to unionize. The committee's chairman, Senator Bernie Sanders, has called the company's anti-union activities illegal. The testimony is scheduled for March 29th. And coming up on Nightside, complete coverage of tonight's championship game between the Zags and St. Mary's.
Later tonight on Nightline, kidnapped in Mexico, the shocking murders and the news tonight about the survivors. Plus, are chemicals in popular hair relaxers causing cancer in women? The lawsuits and what one beauty giant saying in response.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley, or Click It RV in Spokane, and get the same grand opening specials on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and Class A and C motorhomes. We guarantee it. A mile north of the Y on Newport Highway, or clickitrv.com.
Well, get your kids Hoop Fest ready with the Little Ballers Spring Basketball Program. We have everything you need to know to sign up.
And the forecast definitely not Hoop Fest ready. Mark Peterson fills us in on the chilly weather ahead. That's tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest.
I have this nagging feeling that I embarrassed myself last night.
Everyone gets that from time to time.
Bring us your finest bottle of Cabernet.
And that, my friends, is how craps got its name, I'm guessing.
You know you're taking a gamble there. You gonna eat your crust?
And we're walking.
So to be clear...
Trust me, you are your normal self.
See, that's what I was afraid of.
Hi, I'm Chris with Clark's Tire and Automotive. Right now is the best time to get your vehicle in to get it checked over. Come on in for a free winter inspection. We're going to check your brakes, shocks, struts, tires, air filter, wiper blades, and your heating and cooling system to make sure you're winter ready. If you can't make it into one of our shops, give us a call. We now have a mobile service. We offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile parts and labor warranty. We support our local law enforcement, our schools, our nurses and doctors, and we're here to support you. Come and try us out. We are a friendly neighborhood service repair center.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or Click It RV in Spokane and get the same grand opening specials plus liquidation prices on all 20 to 22 RVs. Nobody will beat our prices. We guarantee it. A mile north of the Y on Newport Highway or clickitrv.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northwest Specialty Hospital Pediatrics.
New on Nightside. A pelican in peril, stuck in the snow after the winter storm in California. A few kind-hearted people saved it and brought it to Lake Tahoe Wildlife Care. Greg Erfani with the center says birds can easily get lost during weather changes.
Blown off course, or they hit a little jet stream and they think, oh, this is cool. And then all of a sudden they're like, where am I?
The American white pelican was likely making an early trip to its Lake Pyramid breeding ground east of Lake Tahoe when witnesses say it hit a power line. After being treated and fed, veterinarians say the bird is ready to be returned to the wild. I mean, it does have pretty good camouflage in the snow, Chris.
Geez, that is a big pelican. Look at that.
Gotta hold, 2 people gotta hold it, one by the beak.
And the wingspan. Woo! Oh, that's nice. Well, we have our own pelican camouflage around here. A lot of snow, and we've picked up 2.5 inches so far just in March. Our total for the entire month on average is just under 4 inches, so we're not quite there, but I think we will easily make it to average by the end of this week. Our record for March, over 16 inches, but that was set back in 1897. We would have to get over 9 inches of snow to make it into the top 10. Meanwhile, maybe one of the reasons spring seems so late is we did not have any snow in March last year or the year before. We did the year before. However, we are going to be adding a little bit to that total, not tomorrow, but tomorrow night and into Thursday morning. As I mentioned earlier, most locations should see less than an inch of snow, certainly enough to cause some problems on your Thursday morning commute, with more than on the way for Friday morning's commute. There's a full moon tonight, beautiful evening, sunshine on Wednesday. Here are 4 things that you need to know. Snow coming in late in the day. We could see some snow showers on a hit and miss basis as early as tomorrow late afternoon and evening, but that band of more steady snow comes in overnight. And again, a slick Thursday morning commute. Pick of the night tonight. This picture is from Andra Derrickson, who wrote that tonight's sunset was so bright it looked like a fire in the sky, and we certainly experienced that here at 4 News Now. It was even on the television screen, it was so bright. But Andra captured this image overlooking Spokane Valley this evening, and you can see the last of some cumulus clouds from today's instability sort of flattening out as the sun sets. Aaron?
Thank you, Chris. The economy is running red hot. Inflation heating up in January, along with consumer spending and job growth. But cooling it down might be painful. In his testimony before the Senate, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell remained confident the Fed will be able to rein in inflation and get the economy back on track. But the bank's aggressive position is sparking fears of recession and job loss.
Cooling the economy means laying off workers. When you're slowing the economy, you're trying to put people out of work. That's your job, is it not?
You are gambling with people's lives.
And though Powell remains optimistic, some economists warn continuing to hike interest rates is still likely to bring about a downturn.
And new on Nightside, outstanding credit card debt for consumers grew by $14.8 billion in January. Consumers did increase their spending, and credit card debt grew at an annual rate of 11.1%. But at the same time, loans for things like cars and school only grew by 3.7%. That's likely because people are putting these types of purchases off until interest rates come down.
Coming up in sports, we hear from Drew Timme about his record-breaking night. That's next on Nightside.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Heritage Funeral and Cremation.
You can't do this alone. Not an investigation of this scope.
We're partners.
Her death is part of a pattern.
Another missing murdered Indigenous woman.
This is about a very broken system. It's about corruption. The truth matters. We know who killed Gloria.
Prove it.
Law Tigers present the 18th annual Spokane Motorcycle Show this weekend at the Spokane Fairgrounds. One Wheel Revolution stunt show, swap meet, Budweiser Biker Bar, Law Tigers Great Gas Giveaway, and more. The Spokane Motorcycle Show this weekend at the Spokane Fairgrounds.
Hey, Greens. How's everything going today?
Hey, Robert. We're good. Just checking in on that car loan we applied for.
No worries. Let me pull that up. Yep. Looks like you're approved and all set.
Hey, that's great news.
So, you headed over to the dealership now?
Yep. Just gotta make one stop first.
And we got a great rate, too.
For a limited time only, get a new John Deere 1023E compact utility tractor with a 120E loader for only $199 per month. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for low monthly payments on top-of-the-line equipment that gets the job done, backed by our consistent quality customer service. Hurry in to your local Pape Machinery, Ag, and Turf store today to cash in on these limited-time offers and get your property ready for the spring ahead. Pape keeps you moving.
Law Tigers present the 18th annual Spokane Motorcycle Show this weekend at the Spokane Fairgrounds. One Wheel Revolution stunt show, swap meet, Budweiser Biker Bar, Law Tigers Great Gas Giveaway, and more. The Spokane Motorcycle Show this weekend at the Spokane Fairgrounds.
The Gonzaga Bulldogs are West Coast Conference champions once again. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. Just to put into perspective how dominant Gonzaga has been over the years, the Bulldogs have now played in 26 straight WCC championship games. They've won 20 of them. Tonight's championship may have been one of the biggest wins in program history. That's because the bright lights of Las Vegas shined on the Bulldogs' biggest star. Drew Timme entered the night just 5 points shy of the Gonzaga scoring record. About halfway through the first half, Timme had his moment. Right here with a jump hook, that bucket, Timme passes Frank Burgess for the top spot on Gonzaga's all-time scoring list, and he was not done. Second half, Timme drives to the tin, gets the bucket and the foul, and the flex as well. Bulldogs also played great defense in this game. They held St. Mary's, a pretty good offensive team, to just 33% shooting. Gonzaga forces the miss right here, and Malachi Smith takes care of the rest. The crossover and the lay-in. The Bulldogs, they look like a team that's ready for the NCAA tournament tonight. Nolan Hickman, the starting point guard, he couldn't miss either. Hickman with a nasty step back in the three-pointer. Then a minute later, it's Hickman once again. Like I mentioned, he just could not miss in the second half. A dominant performance by the Bulldogs as they win their 4th straight WCC tournament championship. The celebration was amazing. Drew Timme was a part of every single one of those 4 straight championships, by the way, as he celebrates on the court. His family right there in attendance in the crowd. A historic night for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Timme finished with 18 points, 6 rebounds, and one very modest post-game interview after breaking the record.
Super cool, and there's been a lot of great players here, but this championship and all we've been through this season means so much more to me than that. Not to take away from that moment or what that means, but just what we've been through as a team this year, and just, you know, coach sticking with us and everything. Like, I'm just super happy to be right here right now.
I'm sure some Zags fans would agree. Now, we will find out where Gonzaga lands in the NCAA tournament during the men's selection show at 3 o'clock on Sunday. The Gonzaga women's basketball team was looking to win a third straight WCC tournament title. Bulldogs are taking on Portland there in Las Vegas. Gonzaga was cruising early on. Bulldogs forced the turnover right here, and then it's Kaylin Trong, the WCC Player of the Year, steps right into a three. The Bulldogs led by 11 points at halftime. Second half, though, it was all Portland as the Pilots refused to go away. Alex Fowler gives the Pilots the lead with the lay-in. Gonzaga was playing from behind for pretty much the entire fourth quarter. Yvonne Ejim says not so fast, makes it look easy. Gonzaga retakes the lead after the jump shot with under a minute to go. These teams went back and forth pretty much all game long, but then here's Fowler for Portland with the fancy footwork, and it'll put the Pilots back in front. Now 11 seconds to go. Gonzaga trailing by 3. They need a 3 to tie this thing to send it into overtime. They try to go to Brenna Maxwell. Maxwell in the corner, but she loses the basketball. Portland outscores Gonzaga by 15 in the second half and upsets the Bulldogs to win the WCC championship 64-60. The women's selection show is now at 5 o'clock on Sunday. The Bulldogs were a projected 8 seed coming into today. And Eastern Washington women's basketball, they were taking on Northern Arizona in the semifinals of the Big Sky tournament. Game was tied in the second quarter when Eastern Washington's Jamie Loretta shows why she is the conference defensive player of the year. The steal and the score. Eagles take the lead, but Northern Arizona, they left at halftime up by some points, and they kept it going into the second half. Reagan Skank with the ultimate range right there as Northern Arizona ends up running away with this one 74-57 as the Eagles have been eliminated from the Big Sky tournament and thus the NCAA tournament. And that'll wrap us up for sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a heat pump with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free heat pump from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
Hey, have you seen this TikTok family pairing thing?
Yeah, it's a bunch of settings we can customize.
So
Shauna's parents be like, okay, so I'm thinking 40 minutes of screen time a day. And Shauna's all like, what? I think 60 is fair. Or you know how Ricky posts those 6 solos? Well, his dad's like, these are sick, but they're only sick for you and your friends. Or you could be like, I'm extending your screen time, son, and your curfew.
I don't sound like that. Do I sound like that?
The doctor will see you now. But do they really? Do they see all that you are? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you. Kaiser Permanente.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
It goes like one margarita.
Bluebird in my heart.
Baby, you're playing hard to forget.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
It's going to be a dry start to the day tomorrow, and most likely we're going to see a fair amount of sunshine. We start to bring in the chance of precipitation tomorrow evening, just a 30% chance. That's going to be those hit and miss snow showers, and then it ramps up right about this time tomorrow, and then we have that chance of snow through the Thursday morning commute.
Oh, something to watch for. Thank you, Chris. And the last word on the year's best movies and performances always comes at the Academy Awards. The 95th Oscars is coming this Sunday, airing live right here at 5 o'clock on ABC. That's a good reminder. We're going to have a different show on a different time show. Julian?
3 o'clock show.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of things to watch for.
Sunday.
Selection Sunday?
Yeah, Selection Sundays at 3 o'clock, so we'll have the update of where Gonzaga men's and women's are going during that show, so stay tuned for that too.
So you're going to catch that, and then you're going to catch your favorite flick, hopefully winning the Oscar. Do we have picks, favorite picks? We haven't heard from Julian on his favorite pick. He doesn't even know what's up for.
The movie I like is probably not going to win. I love Top Gun, but I don't think it's going to win.
That was a
Gun,
fan
man.
favorite. Do you want to hear my top picks for the NCAA tournament?
Yes, from number one.
The number 1 seed.
She's trying to wait till time runs out. Yeah, I agree.